This one is called the middle child syndrome. All right, if you live long enough, I reckon you'll see and hear it all. Scientific progress is all well and good when it comes to saving lives, but sometimes I do believe some of it might be a tad overthought. Take the middle child syndrome. That feeling of exclusion by middle children. They say the effect occurs because the first child, in my case, my older brother Gary, is more apt to receive privileges and responsibilities, while the youngest in the family, my sister Deb, is more likely to receive indulgences, thus resulting in the middle child, Uncle Me, suffering from feelings of low self-esteem, jealousy, emptiness, inadequacy, unfriendliness, and shyness. So me being the middle child, let me stop and take account. I don't ever recall feeling terribly unimportant. I guess I've been jealous at times, empty, inadequate, unfriendly, about as much as anybody, I'd say. Till I picked up a guitar and learned to play, yeah, I was considerably shy in social situations. More so than some of my friends who were about as bashful as horseflies around a swimming pool. But no, I'm not buying into the middle child syndrome as it pertains to me. I was born in 1953 and raised up with much love and latitude following the birth of my older brother Gary in 1950. The reason I'm a middle child, though, hinges squarely on the arrival of my little sister Deb, who was born January 7th, 1960, when we were living in Tripoli, Libya, as an Air Force family. She was a beautiful blonde-haired, blue-eyed baby girl who we loved and adored and still do even now, despite the fact that when she was 1, Gary and I would cajole and dote over her while she pulled on our earlobes until they became infected. The infected earlobe sibling syndrome, now there's one they need to look into. What those scientists and psychologists failed to include in their synopsis was this middle child's trait of aggravating the living hell out of my older and younger siblings. Now, I ain't bragging, but I was damn good at that. When I was about 5 and Gary 8, we were jumping on the beds in our Tripoli bedroom when, for reasons I can't remember, I jumped up and bit a chunk of skin out of his back. I suppose you could classify that as unfriendly. And this was way before The Walking Dead started beaming flesh-eating zombies through my television set in the bedroom. Fast forward to MacDill Air Force Base in Tampa, Florida, where little sister Deb was trying her damnedest to impeach me for unrelented pestering. But her little 5-year-old lips couldn't pronounce the word aggravate plain enough. But I can assure you, Mama figured out what she was trying to say, and I was handily reprimanded. I'm positive there were many more circumstances I could draw on, but my memory won't allow it. Maybe I've conveniently forgotten, or just maybe there is some truth to that middle child syndrome after all. That would certainly explain a lot of my actions. Bless their hearts, Gary and Deb put up with my childish provocations, but the good times far outweigh the bad. We don't visit as much as we should, even though we live in the same town. But when we do, we always pick up right where we left off, full of brotherly and sisterly love and admiration for one another. That's just how we were raised. I guess you could call it the Griffin syndrome.
Man.